Today, we're talking about something that can be a real nightmare for car owners, a blown head gasket. Now, if you're not sure what that is or how to tell if it's happening to your car, don't worry. In this video, I'll walk you through what a head gasket is, what happens when it fails, the symptoms to watch out for, some at-home tests you can do, and finally, what to do if your head gasket is actually blown. This is serious stuff, but I'll break it down in simple terms so anyone can understand. Let's get started with the basics. A head gasket is a sealing component that sits between your engine block and the cylinder head. It plays a crucial role in keeping the combustion process sealed tightly inside the engine. It also ensures that coolant and engine oil stay in their proper passages and don't mix together. Essentially, the head gasket is responsible for maintaining pressure in your engine, separating combustion gases from coolant and oil, and preventing fluid leaks. It's a critical seal that keeps everything running smoothly. But when the head gasket fails or blows, the seal is broken. This can allow coolant to leak into the combustion chamber, oil to leak into the coolant, or combustion gases to escape where they shouldn't. The result? Overheating, engine damage, and expensive repairs. Now let's go through the key signs that could indicate your head gasket is blown. The sooner you notice these signs, the better your chances of avoiding catastrophic engine damage. 1. White smoke from the exhaust. One of the most obvious symptoms is thick, white smoke coming out of the tailpipe. This happens when coolant leaks into the combustion chamber and burns off with the fuel and air. It often smells slightly sweet due to the ethylene glycol in the coolant. If you see white smoke continuously, even after the engine has warmed up, that's a strong sign of a coolant leak from a blown head gasket. 2. Engine overheating. Overheating is another classic sign. A blown head gasket can let coolant escape, or it may prevent it from circulating properly through the engine. Without adequate coolant, your engine can't regulate its temperature. If you notice the temperature gauge creeping up into the red zone, or the overheating warning light turning on, and it keeps happening despite topping off coolant, your head gasket could be to blame. 3. Milky oil or sludge. Check your engine oil. Pull out the dipstick or remove the oil cap. If you see a creamy, milky-looking substance, kind of like a milkshake, that means coolant has mixed with your oil. This is a huge red flag. Oil and coolant should never mix. When they do, it not only indicates a blown gasket, but also severely reduces your engine's lubrication, which can lead to wear and damage very quickly. 4. Bubbles in radiator or coolant reservoir. If your engine is cool and safe to inspect, open the radiator cap and start the engine. If you see constant bubbling in the radiator or coolant overflow tank, it could mean combustion gases are entering the cooling system. These bubbles are a sign that pressure from the combustion chamber is leaking through the blown gasket and into the coolant channels. 5. Coolant loss with no visible leak. Are you losing coolant but can't find a leak anywhere? If the coolant isn't dripping onto the ground, it may be leaking into the combustion chamber or oil system. That's why you're constantly refilling the coolant, but there's no visible puddle. Internal leaks like this often point to a head gasket problem. 6. Rough idling or engine misfires. A blown head gasket can cause one or more cylinders to lose compression. When this happens, you might notice your engine idling roughly, misfiring, or running poorly, especially during startup. You may also feel the car vibrating more than usual when it's in idle or under load. 7. Check engine light. Sometimes, a blown head gasket can trigger a check engine light. This usually happens because the engine control unit, ECU, detects a misfire or overheating issue. You can scan the ECU using an OBD2 scanner, and if you get cylinder misfire codes or temperature-related codes, they may be linked to a gasket failure. Tests to confirm a blown head gasket. If you're seeing one or more of the symptoms we just covered, there are a few tests you can do at home, or at least get done at a workshop, to confirm whether the head gasket is actually blown. 1. Visual inspection. Start with a basic visual inspection. Check for white smoke from exhaust, milky oil under the cap or on the dipstick, bubbling in the coolant reservoir, or unexplained coolant loss. These signs alone can be strong indicators. 2. Compression test. This test involves checking the compression pressure in each cylinder using a compression tester. If one or more cylinders have significantly lower pressure than the others, this could mean the gasket between those cylinders is damaged and allowing pressure to escape. 3. Cooling system pressure test. A cooling system pressure tester is used to pressurize the cooling system. If the pressure drops quickly without any visible leaks, there may be an internal leak caused by a failed head gasket. 4. Combustion leak test block tester. This is a more conclusive test. You can buy a combustion leak test kit, also known as a block tester. It uses a special liquid that changes color when it detects exhaust gases in the radiator or coolant system. If the fluid turns from blue to yellow, that means combustion gases are present, confirming a blown head gasket. What to do if your head gasket is blown? So you run the tests and all signs point to a blown head gasket. Now what? First and foremost, stop driving the car. Continuing to run the engine can cause much more serious damage, like a warped cylinder head or complete engine failure. Have your vehicle towed to a qualified mechanic or garage. Head gasket repair is labor-intensive and costly. Depending on your car, it could cost anywhere from $1,000 to over $2,500. In some cases, if your car is old or has other engine issues, it might even make more sense to replace the engine or consider replacing the vehicle altogether. But that decision depends on the car's value and overall condition. Now, let's talk about prevention, because avoiding a blown head gasket is always better than fixing one. Preventing a blown head gasket is much easier and cheaper than repairing one. The key is regular maintenance and staying alert to early warning signs. Always keep an eye on your coolant level. If it drops unexpectedly or you notice small leaks, don't ignore them. Low coolant can lead to overheating, which is one of the main causes of head gasket failure. Similarly, pay attention to your temperature gauge. If your engine begins to overheat, stop driving and find out why before it leads to serious damage. It's also important to service your cooling system regularly. This means flushing old coolant, inspecting hoses and the radiator, and making sure components like the water pump and thermostat are working properly. Use only the correct engine oil and coolant recommended for your car. Mixing incompatible fluids can cause internal issues. And most importantly, don't ignore unusual signs like white smoke, rough idling, or coolant smells. Catching problems early can protect your head gasket and help your engine last much longer. Taking care of your engine's cooling system and doing regular maintenance can go a long way in protecting the head gasket and your wallet. So now you know exactly what a head gasket is, the warning signs when it's blown, how to test for it, and what steps to take if it happens to your car. A blown head gasket is serious, but if you catch it early, you can save yourself from even more costly repairs. If you found this video helpful, please consider giving it a thumbs up, leave a comment with your questions or experiences, and don't forget to subscribe for more car repair and maintenance tips. Thanks for watching, and take care of your engine.